from Riverfront Federal Credit Union with the latest news and insights from the current. Today we'll be speaking to a special guest, Elise Chesson, the Executive Director of Family Promise of Berks County. Our own Tony D. Olivero sat down with Elise to talk about the services their organization provides to our community, especially those geared toward homeless youth. Let's take a listen.
Thanks, Willa. Today we are at Family Promise of Berks County, and we're with Executive Director Elise Chesson. Elise, welcome to the current.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And I understand Family Promise of Berks County is one of 200 affiliates of the National Family Promise Organization. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so it started in New Jersey with a woman who basically was just giving out sandwiches and wanted to find a new way that she could have a bigger impact here locally in her community. And then it spread. It started with the hospitality network. So in Berks County, we started in 2006, and we're one of over 200 affiliates nationally that provide services to homeless families and youth.
If people that are watching wants to know more, wants to pretty much, they don't know anything about you guys, want to see what you guys are involved in, what your mission is, how can they get a hold of you?
So Family Promise has multiple different programs. A lot of people who do know about us know about our hospitality network, so people can get involved at many different levels, whether it's volunteering, whether it's spreading the word, whether it's bringing somebody who might need our services here to get that intake and process started, or they can certainly visit our website, so familypromiseofberks.org, or we're on social media as well. We love to spread the word and share the great things that we're doing out and about in the community. So
awesome. We were talking earlier. You need to share some of the stats, because talking a little while ago, I pretty much have been in the area most of my life. Did not know what's going on with not only our homeless, but with the youth that are out there. Please, you have to share this.
So oftentimes, I think that people have this misconception of what homelessness is. They think of it in the typical ways of the person under the bridge or the person at the corner asking and begging for change. Reality is, though, is that Berks County has close to 2,300 kids that are homeless. Now, that's a mix of different things. Of course, there are some that are in the foster care system, some connected with children and youth, some are in families, but reality as well is that 13% of those, so close to 300 kids, are unaccompanied. So that means that they're living in abandoned homes, in cars, or couch surfing. So homelessness mainly means that you don't have a fixed nighttime residence. And what does that do, and how does that disrupt someone's education, like a child or a youth? And we step in with multiple different programs, including our U-Turn program, that provides all kinds of different opportunities to kind of stabilize the housing and connect people to resources that they need so that they can continue their education and then maybe transition to the next step, whether that's college or the workforce.
Okay. And some of these kids don't have parents with them?
Yeah, so if I give you an example, Stanley's a kid who came to us. He was shifted from home to home after his mother passed away, and he landed with his aunt, and tragically she also passed away. There was some health issues in the family, and he was then facing the loss of two relatives and had nowhere left to stay. The only relative that he had left here in Berks County was his sister, and unfortunately she was in a domestically violent relationship, and she chose to leave to New York, and he was left with no one.
On his own.
Yeah. So a neighbor took him in, but the reality, as nice as that is that it was 13 people to one bathroom, strangers, and him on a couch. So when he first came to us, he utilized our drop-in center. He was connected through his liaison and counselors at his school district. And that's kind of the gateway where we connect people and build that trusting relationship with the youth. A lot of them are scared. They don't know what to expect, whether they're going to be in trouble or connected to foster care or taken away or in trouble with the law when they come out and say that they're homeless. And so basically, Stanley was first starting to utilize our drop-in center where he can take a shower, get some toiletries, and do his laundry. And he was our first youth to go through the Housing Opportunities Initiative that we started last year.
Okay.
And what that is basically we were working with teens, 18 and up, getting them stabilized, keeping them in school, but they were working part-time, and what landlord wants to rent to a youth who's homeless, working part-time, mostly working entry-level jobs with no credit history, none. So what the Housing Opportunities Initiative did is basically create that 1 year of permanent supportive housing and an opportunity for them to build those life skills that they need to then go into the regular market. And Stanley has since graduated that program, graduated high school, has a full-time job making close to $19 an hour, and is successful. So it's just one example of how when we step in and provide that safety net and supportive services to whether it's youth or families experiencing homelessness, that we can really create a pathway to independence and sustainable independence. 85% of the families who go through our programs and youth get into permanent housing and remain there. So that's a huge success
Sure.
rate in the world of homelessness.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the drop-in center, that's one aspect of it. What other opportunities can people have that need it within, to get in for help?
So the hospitality network is one for families with children.
Okay.
And what makes that unique is that we are able to accommodate families with dynamics that can't go to other shelters. So a lot of people don't know that if you're a single father, there's not really many places for you to go. If you're a single mother with a 12-year-old son, he is too old for the women and children side, too young for the men's
You
side.
mentioned that, and there's so a
So we
parent,
keep them together.
and
Yeah.
this is one of the very few services where that lets families stay together,
Yeah.
as opposed to having a parent have to be in one area and the kids in the other.
Absolutely. And we do that by connecting and partnering with the community. And so they offer their facilities, whether it's a civic organization or a congregation. They offer their facilities and their volunteers to provide that overnight shelter and the 3 meals a day that we provide to families with children.
Okay.
So that's our hospitality network in a nutshell. The U-Turn program, of course, provides services to homeless youth, and we will go out to the school district. So whether it's in Twin Valley or Exeter or Reading or Tulpahawken, we go out to the kid and we provide all kinds of resources, whether it's our drop-in center, coordination of services, case management, or supplement of food and toiletries, things like that, or even connecting them through our Host Home Connections program or the housing opportunities. We do that. And then lastly is rent and utility assistance.
Okay.
So 4,000 plus evictions a year in Berks County, and that's based off of 2016 figures. So reality is that if we can come in with some short-term financial assistance, budget planning, and literacy, that we can prevent homelessness before it starts.
And that's 4,000 families being disrupted, not having a home.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people don't realize that. You expect that in New York, you expect it in Philly. You don't really think about it. You don't really think about this close to home.
Yeah, and it's all throughout Berks County. One thing that I would love to highlight is the fact that when you talk about homelessness, people think of it as a city issue, but we have kids and families in all of the school districts throughout the county, and we serve the whole county. So it's not just a city issue, it's throughout the county.
Okay. One quick thing we also talked about, you often think homeless, you're just not doing anything. You have kids that want to go to school.
Yeah.
They don't have a house.
Yeah.
Tell us about being able to still be in school even though you're homeless.
Yeah, that's one of the main things that we help coordinate. The McKinney-Vento Act basically states that as a child or a youth who is homeless on day 1 of the school year has a right to continue to attend their home school of origin. And so basically the purpose of that is to stabilize that education and cause the least disruptions as possible. And so we partner with all of the school districts, the liaisons, the BCIU, and we're able to connect youth to their home school. This is the main place where they are bused every morning, and they get to go to Exeter or Wilson or whatever school that they came from. And that's just beneficial not just for them, but for the whole community, if we have kids who are educated and on track for graduation.
Okay. If people want to help, both from a corporate level, if you're working in a company that is a giving company, as well as you're just a person hearing about this for the first time, how can people help Family Promise right here?
Well, there are many ways that people can help. I'm going to start by the most obvious one, and that's financial contributions. The reality is that about 83% of the donations that are given to us go directly to our beneficiaries. That every dollar that's invested, we return 3 in goods and services, and we do that by partnering with the community. We have hundreds of volunteers who provide many of the meals and that overnight shelter and a lot of the assistance that we provide, so we don't have that huge overhead. And financial assistance, if you look at it from any angle, investments in our programs allow us to continue to create these opportunities for change where we're getting families and children and youth back on track, whether it's into the employment sector or back on track to graduate. When we think of it just from an economic standpoint, it's beneficial for all of us to invest in programs that get families to be working families here in Berks County and stabilize their housing situation. Of course, there are other ways. Volunteers are our main core of support, so people can learn about the different ways that they can get involved by visiting our website and even fill out an application to volunteer. And then we have a wish list too. So there are a lot of things that we give out to make sure that we're covering the basic needs so that families who are saving their money to get into permanent housing or youth don't need to buy toiletries or things like that. So people can donate things like that. One of our main needs right about now are feminine hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and laundry detergents. Because this is a place right here where people can come and do their laundry so that they have clean clothes to go to school every day. When you think about youth feeling like they belong, clean clothes can make a world of difference. So this is a place where they can come on Tuesdays and Thursdays and drop in from 3 to 6 and actually use the facilities to do laundry free of charge. So laundry detergent is a huge help and support to us.
I got you. Elise, if there's one thing you need to, besides the plethora of stuff you just shared, if there's one thing you want to leave people with, the fact that the people you are serving are neighbors or friends or family.
Exactly.
What is it?
So, I mean, I think that part of what makes our organization successful is the model that it started with. When we're serving families with their children, we're at a table, we're all sitting together at a level playing field, and it's an opportunity for your average person to get involved at a more intimate level, to get to know the face of the other and realize that we're more alike than different. At the end of the day, we all want to put a roof over our heads, food on the table for our children, and if you come at it from a heart's perspective, we all want to make sure that children have what they need to survive. But if you come at it from just a basic economic standpoint, we are all doing better if we invest in our neighbors.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I think that when we give and when we volunteer, we think too much of what am I doing for someone else, where I like to say that when you're volunteering, giving your time, giving your financial dollars, that you're actually investing in yourself. Because if we have a stronger community, we're all going to do better.
Elise, thank you so much for sharing.
No problem.
This
it's a pleasure.
is huge. For more information, please reach out with the information we have on the screen right now. And thank you so much again.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Back to you, Willa.
Thanks, Tony. That's all for now. Remember, if you want to make your life easier, keep following the current. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
This is a very humble start for us, but we were able to get together with our IT department and get a couple computers.
Oh my God! gosh!
To get to continue the awesome stuff that you guys are doing.
This is so great.
Elise mentioned when we chatted before that among other things, job placement and just getting a more normal life is very high on the list of their services. So hopefully with some extra computers and some extra,
you guys are awesome,
and just some extra help, to get people going.
Yes.
And this is a start, and I'm imploring people out there. It doesn't take much. Every little bit helps here.
Absolutely.
And it goes a long way.
This is huge.
So,
this is how we search for jobs. This is how we search for housing. And so this means that someone can be right here in the comfort of our day center and be doing that. So this is huge. Thank you guys.
So thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank
You guys
you.
are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know you guys were going to do this. All right, follow me. So this would be the spot where the families in our programs can access a computer. We did have one, so your timing is fabulous, because we don't anymore. We just have a monitor. So this would be it. This would be where they would be able to job search and stuff like that.
And so this is people can eat here, kids can hang out here.
Yeah, this is just mainly where they are during the day when they're not at school or at a job or something like that. And we try to create like a home environment so that it's as safe and as homey as possible, so that they can feel like they have some space to just retreat a little bit. Oftentimes we're pushing to get them to work on every single thing. And so if they have a moment to just get a bite to eat away from everything, that's good.
I'm hearing a hum here. Is this a kitchen?
Yeah, we got a humble little kitchen over there, and this is where people can cook. Youth as well can cook. If you think about a box of food that you're donating to someone, then you may not be thinking of the fact that if you're living on the street in a car, you don't actually have a fridge or a stove to cook these things in. And so this is an opportunity for them to be able to cook a home-cooked meal or even store some of their food. So I'll bring you guys downstairs where you guys can meet some of our staff who made this happen. We have a volunteer who comes every season and she decorates for us. So this is part of what Gina does. This would be the first place where someone would come in, where they'd be waiting to see a case manager, where they could maybe get some of the resources that are happening here in the community. And this is our wall of fame, whether it's people who went through our programs or people who volunteer in the community. This is our way of thanking them and showing how they're an integral part of our organization. We have a picture right there of someone holding milk. That's because Clover Farms delivers milk and juice twice a week to us, and that goes not just to the families in the program, but youth as well, or people who have just moved into permanent housing and they need that extra support, or someone who just got some eviction assistance and stuff like that. So, yeah. Eleanor's normally here. So this freezer, we partnered with Wawa. Wawa gives us all of their sandwiches that are unsold, and that's been a huge success. I mean, people who come off the street and just want a hot sandwich because they literally have not had a meal in 2 days. This is a way that we connect them with some emergency food supplies and stuff like that. And then over here, our new partnership with United Way has been a blessing in so many different ways. Godiva Chocolate donated tons and tons of chocolate so that we can give something special and sweet to everybody that we serve. We served like 500 people last year, so all of them this year will get something nice, some chocolate.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Usually we have our front office support here, and this would be the gateway to all of our programs. Here's Eleanor.
I was trying to step back out the way. And I stepped with this.
Eleanor is with us from ARP, and she's our gatekeeper, if you will. She does all of the reception stuff.
Then I want you to give me
So this is Ricardo. Ricardo is one of our many partnerships through CareerLink, where they're getting youth to re-enter and get some experience in the workforce after they've graduated from high school, right? And he helps us out with a whole bunch of different things, whether it's data entry or organizing the donations that we give out to the youth that we serve and stuff like that. So Darius is our U-turn case manager, and he comes in the afternoons because he works late at night on Tuesdays for the drop-in center. So yeah. Looks like Donna has a family with her, so I'll check to see first. Hi Donna.
Hello.
We have some videos, so we're just gonna film you. Yes?
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
No, I thought hopefully you're joking.
I'm not joking, no. Here's Donna. Donna is our case manager for the Hospitality Network, and she works with all of the families who come through that program, and even aftercare for the families who need that help and connections to resources.
As an example, here is my aftercare.
Crystal, how's it going?
It's Crystal, who what, graduated a long time, doing well,
Did you get some chocolate?
and she's
Good, good.
I'm going down, you're going.
Donna. So, as you can see, every nook and cranny in this building is taken up. We've gotten some super generous donations, and pillows are one of the things that we give to everybody that we serve so that they have something nice to sleep on. This is also our laundry room, so teens and youth can come and utilize this to have some clean clothes to go to school every day. Our backyard is nice. There's a little mural, but it's a little spot where kids can play. And over the summer, I mean, of course, with the fall weather, it's nothing much. But over the summer, we've had some volunteers come and plant tomatoes and all kinds of things for us. And so that was a fun addition. But this is a mural that some volunteers painted a while back. And it just helps it make a fun place for the kids to play.
That's awesome.
That's it.
That's awesome. You guys are doing it.
Yeah, we're trying.
You're doing it.
You know, out of a row home in Center Reading,
City, yep.
We're trying.
Yep.
But really, I credit it to the community that really helps us provide the services and the impact that we're able to. So, yeah.
Family Promise of Berks County. Look them up. Thanks again, Elise.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Take care.
Thank you.